I think I'm live. Hello there. Okay, listen, today's stream is going to be all about looking at apartments in and around Accra. We are going to be looking at apartments in and around Accra. We've done it before. And for those of you that don't know, this is the Kings and Queens channel. Going through a bit of a rebrand, but I'll tell you more about that as we go along. Okay, so we're going to be looking at 4 apartments today in and around Accra in a place called East Legon. Those of you that don't know, East Legon, if you like, is the West End, is the Belsize Park, is the Camden town of Accra. We're going to be looking at 4 apartments, very reasonably priced. So when you're not there, you can basically rent it out. You can rent it out on Airbnb. We're going to be looking at the prices of Airbnbs as well. So we're going to be going to Airbnb. We're going to be looking at that because that makes sense. I've tried to get 4 apartments from around about sort of £55,000 up to about £85,000. All really, really good apartments, guaranteed to rent because of the location. So we're going to be looking at those 4. We're going to be looking at the prices as well. And just remember, before we even get going, I'm going to keep saying it in every single live that I do. Just remember that it's your responsibility, your job to do your due diligence. And why are we doing this? We are doing this because it's all about helping men in general and black men in particular to actually understand that actually your community, to use that phrase, right? Your world is global. You do not have to stay in the West. As long as you've got assets, as you know, as long as you've got stake, as long as you've got some money, you can be thinking about moving out of the place that's hemmed you in, which, as far as I'm concerned, is the West. No matter how much money you're earning, actually, it's good to basically raise your eyes up and understand that there is life to be had outside of the West. You can be adding value to a community, to a true community, and to a place that actually values you, that actually places value on you as a man and value on you as a black man. All right, so that's the direction we're going in, and rather than looking behind us, we're looking in front of us. So without further ado, let's show you. And there's a lot of people here that still have some level of trepidation regarding relocating to the African continent. But listen, right? Hopefully, by the end of this stream, that trepidation would have been broken. What we're going to be doing, another thing we're going to be doing, is looking at the bars and a little bit of the nightlife that's available for all of us. Yo, Aaron, we're going to be looking at some of the nightlife that's available to all of us. What a lot of people don't understand is that on the African continent, right, in Ghana, in Accra, there are bars, there's restaurants, and it's popping, to use that phrase. It's lively. I know, because I've been there and I've walked around, all right, and it's lively. It's great. I've got to say, until as long as you can stay up for, it is great. It is great. I tell you what, it reminds me of walking around, right? Accra at nighttime reminds me of being 14 and walking around central London, walking around the West End. Right. It reminds me, and I know it's a bit, you might say to me, how can you be a 14-year-old boy walking around the West End? But that's what we used to do. I can't lie to you, from the age of about, I don't know, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, right the way up. We spent a lot of time simply walking around, gallivanting around central London. That's what we did. Until about 2, 3, 4 in the morning. We just did it. It was either that or hang about on the council estate, right? So that's what we chose to do because it was new, it was interesting, and it was a little bit more interesting than sitting around on your dodgy project doing what, right? So why am I comparing the two? I'm comparing the two because for me, walking around Accra late at night with all the people out, or the different places to go and all the rest of it, it was interesting, and it was new. That's what it was. It was new. It was new. So what we're going to do, let's have a little look at the center of Accra. Let's just have a little look and get a bit of orientation, just so that we know where we are. So what you're looking at here that's the airport, right? So the way Accra is kind of organized is it's not all centered around the airport, because this bit is very developed as well. There's loads going on there. Move the map up. There's loads going on over here, but basically the whole area is buzzing. But we're going to be looking at this part of Accra called East Legon. As I said to you at the start of the stream, it's similar to Dulwich, it's similar to Belsize Park, Camden, those kind of areas, right? And really, because it's close to the airport, it is pretty much that's what makes it a desirable area. But this whole area is within, I would say, about 30 minutes. The whole area by car is within about 30 minutes. 30 minutes, 40 minutes during rush hour maybe, but it's completely and utterly accessible. That's what it is. That's what it is. All right. That's what it is. So Cantonment is I would say, a very posh area. The American Embassy is at Cantonment. That's where that is. Right. I mean, you can see a picture there. I suppose that gives you an idea of what it looks like. And it's just a nice area, basically. It's just a nice area. That's really what that is. Let's go back a little bit. Let's go back. Right, let's look at East Legon. So we stayed in East, me and the wife, we stayed in East Legon in an Airbnb. Not the last time, but the time before, we stayed in about 6 different Airbnbs. You may ask, why did we do that? Because we wanted to get a feel for how much people were charging for Airbnbs. So what better way than to stay in as many as possible? And I did talk about that on the last stream as well. Now we're going to be looking at Airbnbs in East Legon. We're also going to be looking at probably one in a place called Le Bon, if I'm pronouncing that right, and I'm probably not. Let's have a look at that. Right, okay, am I in the right place? Right, I'm probably not. Let's do that again. Le Bon, Accra. Let's do that. Here we go. Hopefully I've got that right. Yeah, so we're going to be looking at another Airbnb here, which is pretty much on the seafront. So East Legon is up here. You can see it. That's East Legon. This is Le Bon as well, right by the seafront, not too far. Right in the center, right? When you look at the prices, you're going to be amazed. And when you look at what you can earn when you're not there on Airbnb, right, I think you're going to begin to get the picture as to why I am telling you guys about this as not only just somewhere to slowly begin to relocate to, but also when you're not there, an apartment and a decent investment that you can earn money out of, a decent investment that you can earn money out of. And I want to make this clear as well. When you relocate to a country, I know some people pick up themselves and move very quickly to a country. Personally, I think relocating to anywhere new is, it takes a lot of planning. Right, let's be clear about this. It takes a lot of financial planning in order to make your move permanent, so that you don't run out of money and have to sort of, come back with your tail between your legs. It takes planning. That's what it takes. And solid, proper investments. Personally, I understand property, right? So I understand the decent property investment, and that comes from the family, right? Going back to granddad. Okay, so that's what this one is all about. So you can see that. You can see the areas that we're going to be looking at. So let me drop this down just for a minute. Let me drop that down. Wouldn't StreamYard be good if you could actually have about 5 or 6 pages just ready to rock and roll, right? That would make StreamYard a lot better, wouldn't it? But anyway, maybe that's a suggestion for StreamYard. But let me bring the first, I'll email that to them, right? Let me bring the first property up and let's look at this one. Yeah, let's look at this one. Now, I'm not sure if I showed you guys this one before. I may have done, but I can't remember if I'm honest. So let's look at it again and let's drop it in. Let's drop it in. So as I'm doing that, well, okay, here we go. Just remember what this is all about, guys. This is all about, well, for me, okay, for me personally, right? It's the reason why I'm looking at properties abroad. The reason why I'm focusing on telling you guys, hey, guess what? You know, there's life to be had outside of the West. There's life for men, black men, to be had outside of America. There's life for black men to be had outside of, you know, Europe, to be had outside of the UK. The reason why I'm focusing on that is, you know, one of the things black men are, in my personal opinion, one of the things today's black men is denied is legacy, right? You know, you may be a working black man, you could have a great career, all of those things in place. You could have assets, all of that. You could own your own property or properties. A lot of my friends own properties, plural. So all of that sort of stuff is in place, right? But all of that can be ripped away from you if you make the mistake of marrying the wrong female. And the truth is, in the West, I've got to say it, most women in general, the most black women in particular, are the wrong female in the West. In the West. And can you imagine working all your life, right, building yourself up? Because remember, men are basically born with little value. We build our value over the course of our lives. Just imagine getting to the age of about 40 and having all of that ripped away from you because, you know, you made the mistake. And I'll put the emphasis on you as a fella, as a man, you make the mistake of marrying the wrong woman. So what this is all about is just saying, you know what, let's sidestep that, right? Let's sidestep that, because to be honest with you, and which is what I'm trying to be, most of you that are not going to meet a woman like my wife, you're not, right? It's just the God's honest truth. So most of you are going to meet women that I met, similar to what I met prior to the one I've got now, right? And that's no slight on you. It's really just an indictment on the times we are living in. That's really what it's all about. So rather than sort of mess around and do loads and loads of live streams about dodgy women, right? Why not just look somewhere else that's nice, that's decent, whereby you can live with a, you know, live with a decent and have a decent, stable mind, right? You know, amongst people that actually like you, you know, for who you are. And don't get me wrong, you know, I'm not saying that you're not going to get charlatans, dodgy women and crooks and criminals on the African continent, because you have them everywhere. What I'm saying is that a lot of the struggles that we go through in the, you know, living in our part of the world in the West, right, are going to be different struggles, let's use that phrase, different struggles on the African continent. You know, life isn't going to be without struggle, right? But in all of the what I would call major areas, right, in my estimation, those struggles are going to be reduced for men in general, particularly for black men, right? Particularly for black men, right? So that's what this is all about. It's about offering an alternative for men that have two pennies to rub together. That's what this is all about, right? To offer an alternative in terms of, you know, a place where we can go, where we can slowly relocate, right, with caution and with our, you know, using our brains and all the rest of those bits and pieces, right? And where we can make investments as well, and where we can find women, a bigger pool of women who actually want to stay married and who want to be more than just baby mamas, right? It's depressing, right? Thinking about it here, it just is. So that's what this is all about. It's about offering an alternative, because I know I've had some emails from various people asking, why am I going down this road, right? That's the reason. That is the reason why I'm going down this road. I think it's important. I think it's important to not always wallow in the stuff, the situation that we as black men have got in the West, and begin to actually think about an alternative route avenue that makes some sort of sense. That's what this is all about. But anyway, look, without further ado, let's look at this property, right? So as we're looking at it, think about it, in terms of business investment. Think of it in terms of a place to relocate. Think of it in terms of a place where you can go and be, and slowly get to know a country, right? That's what this is all about. And we're going to do the same thing in other African countries as well. So the first property we're looking at is called, let's look at it. The first property we are looking at here. Let's get to the right place. Come on. Here it is. Right, okay, so it's called the Ivy. Now, there's not a lot of pictures here, but it's a brand new building. I know it's a brand new building. Right. I have no idea why they do not offer us more images, right? Because unless I've got it wrong, we will have a look at the information below. But this place has already been built, right? So I have no idea why they do not give us more images. It's just a little bit odd, right? But anywho, right, this place is a studio, right? As far as I know, where it says there, 1-bed furnished apartment. All right, okay, so the furniture comes with the apartment. That's interesting. A 1-bed furnished apartment for sale, East Legon, right? So it's in a nice area, swimming pool, and that is a brand new building. I'm pretty sure, right, that the first or second time we went to Ghana, I'm pretty sure that they hadn't broken ground on this one yet, but I'm pretty sure it's built now. I am pretty sure, unless I'm totally mistaken and I'm mixing it up with another property. But anyway, those are the images, which I think is a bit rubbish. I think they should have, if you're trying to sell a building, I think you really got to take photographs of it and put them on the web. But anyway, right, so the Ivy at East Legon is a 7-story residence located in the most prime part of East Legon, featuring incredible spacious apartments at the most affordable prices yet. The Ivy makes a trade-off between space and price a thing of the past. Oh, really? With a gorgeous jacuzzi, spa, swimming pool, and a gym. So all of that you pay for. Hopefully you can see that. Let me just check that you can actually see it. Yeah, you can. Right, so all of that you pay for through a service charge, like anywhere else. So anywhere, any apartment building that has all this, and there's quite a few, you even got these in the UK, in London, you pay for that via your service charge. It has a choice of amenities that you will love. The 1-bedroom apartment has a total floor space of 48 square meters. Okay, in this apartment, they also do this so we're looking at a studio flat, yeah? They also sell this as a 1-bed. They've also got 1-bedroom executive apartments, 49 square meters, 2-bedroom executive apartments going for $204,900 US at 109 square meters. So the one we're looking at is just a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom. And remember, this is an investment property, right? I'm going to keep stressing that. But when you are not there, but when you want to travel to Ghana, obviously, this is where you would be staying, a great apartment in the middle of Accra. And the idea is to slowly get used to the environment, slowly get used to Ghana. But when you're not there, if you've got commitments back in your country, where you're coming from, this place can be rented out. You can, find a management company to manage it, to look after it, and then, but it's yours when you want it. So it comes standard with air conditioning, a cooker, washing machine, refrigerator, microwave, internet, cable TV. It says you've got a garden. That must be a communal garden, right? roof terrace, swimming pool. There's a concierge downstairs, a security service, generator, backup generator, I assume, a water reservoir. All right. So that is a good property. So let's see how much that's going to cost. Right. So that's what's that? That's 1,160,000 Ghana cedis. Right. So let me copy that, and I'm going to put it into our currency converter. All right. So let's put it in there. Right. So that is right. Okay. So that's £75,000. Right. So that is 75,000 quid. So for £75,000, right, you are getting an apartment in one of the best places in Accra. Okay, one of the best places in Accra. You're getting that, and when you're not there, you can simply rent the place out. You can put it on Airbnb and earn money from it when you're not there. As far as I'm concerned, it would be about, if I were to go for something like this, it would be about remortgaging what I've got or selling the property and simply buying one of these. And that is a good money investment. £75,000. That is a good money investment. How do I know that? So what we're going to do, let's drop this down, and what we're going to do, right? So let me remove that. And what I'm going to do, I am going to bring in Airbnb, right? So let's bring in Airbnb. Right, let me find that. Let's find Airbnb. Where is it gone? Where's Airbnb gone? When you got a million tabs, here we go. When you got a million tabs open, it doesn't help. But here we go. Right, okay, so let's bring that in. Cool. Right, so what I've done before I came on, I basically typed in hotels in and around East Legon between the times of, Airbnbs in and around East Legon between the times of, for 2 days, one person from the 31st of July to the 1st of August, right? Just to see what comes up, right? So we can begin to get a ballpark. Now, remember, that was a place with a swimming pool, a brand new built studio apartment. That's what that was. Brand new built studio apartment. So it's in good nick. You've got a concierge. You've got a gym. You've got all of those things, right? So let's look to see what you would earn from that per night, all right, when you're not there, all right? So this is something similar. Let's have a little look at that. Hopefully you can see that. Let me check you can see it. Let me just have a little look at that. So it's opened up in a different page. Has it opened up in a different page? Actually, let's just go with what we've got, right? So I will simply make it bigger rather than do that, right? So whoops. Actually, let's just look at these. All right, so hopefully you can see that. I think you can. Yeah, you can. All right, just go back to there. Right, okay. So this is one with a pool. Oh yeah, brilliant. Will let me go on like this. So this is one with a pool, right? So that's going for £46 a night, and that's £46 a night now. No, actually, no, it's not. £46 a night between those dates. All right. So this is booking in advance. Obviously, the closer you get to those dates, right, 31st July, that may or may not go up. Right. So I'll tell you what. Let's just do it now, shall we? So let's just do it now. Let's go right the way back. We're in, let's just say June, I don't know, February 1st. Check out there just to see what comes up. Oh, it's the same price. That is the same price. Okay, so this one here, £46 a night. One next to it, and I've not gone in and had a look at the detail, right, of these places. But anyway, that one's got a pool. Looks like a decent place. That looks like a decent place. That's £46 a night. Looks like a new build block. It's got a gym. So it's similar, basically. That's the point. That's £46 a night. This one's £46 a night in the same building. That's in the same building. The gallery luxury suite 77. This is the same. It's a 1-bed in the same building, same price. This one is less. I don't know where it is. I have no idea where that is. In fact, where? Oh no, they're all in and around East Legon. Let's have a quick look at this one just to see exactly what the deal is with this, because right, okay, that one basically doesn't have a pool. That's what it doesn't have, right? Let's move on. This one, 26 quid. Let's look to see. This one looks decent, but it's got no pool and got no gym. It looks nice though, I've got to say. But it's got no pool and got no gym, right? Just trying to get a ballpark figure, really, right? This one looks decent, but again, it's got no pool and got no gym. So, remember, if you're a tourist, what are you going to want in the building? Would you want a pool and would you want a gym? Probably, if you are a tourist. The more you can offer a tourist, right, is the more obviously they're going to be prepared to pay. Simple as that. That's not a very nice place. The more they're going to be prepared to pay. It's as simple as that. Yeah. This one's 67 quid a night. It's got a pool. Is that the same building? Yeah, I think we've been looking at that. £74 a night. That's a 2-bed, so we're not going to look at that. That's just we're looking at 1-beds. Look at this one. Again, it's in East Legon, but it's got no pool and got no gym. Nice place though, right? This one's got a pool. Right? Is it a 1-bed? Yeah, it's a 1-bed. It's got a pool, and that's a nice place actually. It's got a pool and it's got a little mini gym. That's going for 74 quid a night. So anything with more amenities, clearly, or hopefully you can see, you can just offer a little bit more. Yeah, that's the point with this. That's why we're looking at it. All right. So really, it's that whole thing about being a studio apartment. You could probably see there, it's got a pool, right? This is actually quite a nice building, right? 71 quid a night. So really, you're looking at anything, it seems to me, from £46 a night that you would be asking for. All right. Hopefully that is becoming clear, because you're looking at a studio apartment with those amenities. That's really what we're looking at. That is what we're looking at. Okay. Some of these are nice, but not a lot comes with some of these. This is great because it's right near the airport, right? Hopefully you can see that. That one is right near the airport. It's a studio right near the airport. £77 a night. You pay for being closer to the airport, basically. Interesting though. Oh yeah, okay, there you go. Right, it's got a pool. So if you're if you're a tourist, this becomes a nice place to chill out when you're not moving around the city. Yeah. They're showing chess as if that's a plus, but it's got a gym. So it's okay. So you got a pool, you got a gym, and it's near the airport. Exactly the same as the ones we're going to be looking at. All right, and that's £77 a night. So I would say minimum that you would be asking for something like £46 a night, right? And then from there it would go up. All right, so that then becomes good business. Yeah. That then becomes, because then this is a good one as well, £85 a night. Because obviously, even if you rent it out, even if you keep it rented for like 2 or 3 weeks of the month, right, it pays for itself. It begins to be, it begins to make sense. Yeah, it begins to make sense. Okay, so hopefully that gives you an understanding of what we are looking at. Hopefully that gives you an understanding of what we are looking at. Let me just check the stream. Cool. Okay, so hopefully that gives you an understanding of what we're looking at there. All right, so what we're going to do, I am going to, so that's the first property anyway. All right, so that first one was going for £75,000. That's what that one was going for. All right, so I am now, let me drop that down, and I am now going to be going for the second one. All right, so let's do that. Let's share it, and let's bring up the second property. All right, so that was the Ivy. That's just gone. What I will do, I will put all the apartments that I look at in the description. I've got to get good at doing that. All right, anyway, all right, so let's bring up the second property. All right, there we go. Right, okay, so. Let's just drop that one down, get rid of that, keep things nice and tidy, or at least try to. All right, okay. So we've looked at the Ivy. Let me just find the one we are looking at. That one. Cool. Okay, so again, all right, there's not a lot of pictures here. But this looks like a new build. That's what it is. Or rather, they are building it now, right? So it seems, unless I've got it wrong, it seems to me that these are, unless I've got it wrong, that actually looks like a picture, but I think it's just an artist impression, right? Now, remember what I said before, buying off plan is absolutely fine in my estimation. I wouldn't have said that a few years ago, right? I wouldn't have said, to buy off plan a few years ago would have been a good idea, but I'm convinced, because, it's just the whole thing for me anyway. I like seeing the building, or I used to like seeing the building in front of me, right, to know what I'm getting. But I've looked at off-plan buying, for years now, probably for about 20 years I've looked at off-plan buying. And personally, in the UK, I've never heard a horror story. All I've ever heard is people getting what they've what they went for at a lower price, because obviously if you buy it off plan, you are going to get it at a lower price. All right, and it works the same way in every country. Just remember, it's you've got to do your due diligence about the developer. Has the developer done any work elsewhere? Can you go and have a look at their work elsewhere? All right, you need to do your due diligence, right? It's your money. You need to do your due diligence as a grown man, as a grown adult, right? That said, let's carry on having a look at this, all right? So again, this is a studio apartment for sale in a place called Nungu, if I'm pronouncing that right, and I'm probably not, right? This is going for Oka Beachview, right? This is going for 647,325 Ghana CDs. Let's look at to see how much that cost. Now, the reason why I wanted to look at this is because it was cheap, right? It was cheap, and you will see the area that it's in is lovely, right? So this is just 42,000 British pounds, right? That's all it is, 42,000 British pounds. Right, now let us look at the area where this is in. So what I'm going to do, let me be as quick as I can. Let me drop that down. And what I'm going to do, stop sharing that. And what I'm going to do is bring up actually 1 minute. Let me just make sure that, right, okay. So that's, right, that area. Nungua, if I'm pronouncing that word right. Look, forgive me if I'm butchering these names, man. It's just, you really need to forgive me for that one. Right, so let me let me bring up the map. All right, here we go. Let's bring that back up. Right, so I'm going to paste in the place name. Let's paste that in. There we go. All right, so hopefully, there we go. Let me come back here, bring it in. Right, cool. So hopefully you can see that. All right. So that's where it is there, right? So let's see where it is in relation to in relation to ACCRA, right? So there's East Legon, right? There is ACCRA. That's the airport, right? So what we can do if I do that and I put in, let me see, let me put the airport, right? Airport, there we go. Not airport residential area. Yeah, actually, let's put that in. Right, so it's 30 minutes, right? So to get to the airport is around about 30 minutes. That's what it is from here, right? On these roads, right? That's about 30 minutes, which isn't terrible. I mean, that's pretty good. All right, so to get to the center of Accra, around about 30 minutes. To get to East Legon, probably around about 30 minutes as well, or maybe a little bit less. You'll be going a slightly different way, right? So this property, so hopefully you can see that. Yes, you can. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to drop that out and I'm going to bring back up, right, the property that we were just looking at. Yep, let's do that. Okay, and let's bring that in. Have I got the right one? I think I have. Right, so let's bring that in. There we go, lovely. Let's just make sure I'm doing that right. Cool. Right, okay, so that's a decent view of the whole building. Okay. Hopefully you can see that now. I don't think this has been built yet, right? I don't think it's been built yet. All right, so and we'll come back. We'll have a look at exactly where it is in a minute. We'll do that. All right. But I don't think it's been built yet. So let's have a little read of it. I mean, basically, you can see what it's going to look like. Okay, let's have a little read. Located in Nangua with a panoramic view of the Atlantic Ocean and made up of 70 beautifully laid out apartments, the ACCRA provides the idyllic vacation feel in the middle of this the bustling city of Accra. The ACCRA beach view, the first of its kind in the city, consists of studio 1, 2, and 3 bedroom spaces with large living rooms and bedrooms opening onto a terrace with ocean and city skyline views. Excuse me. An on-site gym, swimming pool, and convenience store is available to help improve general well-being of all residents. Listen, if you're a black man living in England, right, your well-being, right, your well-being is up the creek. That's just the truth, man. That is the truth. We've had conversations about this for a long time. If you're living in the UK, if you're a black man living in the UK, your well-being, your mental state is up the creek. That's just the truth. You've got to be, anyway, I don't want to derail the conversation. The Nangua maritime location has easy access routes to the airport, Osu, and Tema. Close to the ACCRA beach view are hospitals, schools, pharmacies, a police station, and a shopping mall, among other things. All right, so let's see if there's any spec, and there probably isn't, to be honest, because I looked at this a little bit earlier. So basically, what are available are 1, 2, and 3 bedroom and apartments and studio flats. Parking is you've got an open area for that. You've got a swimming pool, generator, air conditioning. There's not a lot of information about this, which again is odd. But I mean, basically, they are building this as we speak. So I'm been looking at a studio, and there's reasons why I'm looking at a studio. One, they're cheap, and two, as I said before, when you're ready, when you're looking for somewhere to stay in Ghana, in Accra, you can stay in your apartment, and they rent out to holiday makers really easily on Airbnb, right? So that's the thinking behind this, right? So that is a good one. So what I'm going to do now, let's just quickly have a look at where this area is. Let's have a quick look at where this area is. So let's do that. And let's do that. And let's bring up the map. Here we go. Right, okay, so let's make sure you can see that. Cool. So there you go. So let's have a little look at this, right? So I'll leave that in. But let's have a little look at this. All right, so basically you are getting a place. This place is right beside the sea. So this whole area is being developed. So let's make that clear. This whole area here is all being developed, right? All being developed. So for the price, so for that price, how much did I say it was? For that price, 42,000 British pounds, you're getting a studio pretty much on the seafront, which isn't bad. Let's have a quick look at this. All right, you're getting a place on the seafront. Let's come back. Let's do that. See if there's any pictures there. Oh, bloody hell. I don't know what that's all about. But that's one way of selling a property, isn't it? But for the cost of £42,000, you're getting a place bang on the seafront. That's what you're getting, right? And it's a developing area. That's what it is. That's a stone's throw to the beach, effectively. Let's have a look at these other little places. That's a hotel there. So this is the way I do my research. I look at what's in the area to try and understand basically what I'm getting. It's as simple as that, really. And I recommend you do the same. Right? I definitely recommend you do the same. I recommend you do the same. Some sort of hotel there. Okay, so actually that was quite a nice view, that was, wasn't it? Yeah. Okay, so let's come out of that one. Let's come out of that one. All right, so that was that one. That one was going for 42,000. Basically, you know, you could, if you wanted to, you could do that on. I don't recommend it, but people used to buy. Guys in the UK used to buy flats, apartments, houses on credit cards. If you don't want to remortgage, you could even do that if that's your thing, right? I wouldn't recommend it, but I know a lot of guys used to and still do. I mean, for 42,000 quid, right? You know, you could get that. You don't have to do a lot to get that, to be quite honest with you. And for that rate of return as well, in terms of renting it out on Airbnb, it makes it very, very doable. Yeah. Okay. Right. So let's go for a different one now. So what I'm going to do is bring this up. Hopefully this is useful, guys. Hopefully this is useful. By the way, what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be looking at probably Kumasi in the next one. I've never been to Kumasi, right? So that's going to be a whole. I'm going to be learning with you guys, right, on that one. But on our next trip, we will be going to Kumasi. The wife has got family there, so we will be going there. Right, okay, let's look at this one. All right, so the next one is going to be East Legon. Right, let me bring it up. Let's bring this place up. Right, okay, so this next one, you can see the price there. It's going for 982,000 Ghana cedis, right? So how much is that? This may be let's see if it's actually, it's not the cheapest place we've looked at. The last one was the cheapest place, but this one is going for 63,000 Ghana, 63,000 pounds. That's what it's going for, right? 63,000 pounds. Let's look at it and see what we get for that money. Well, it's in East Legon, right? So it's in a really, really nice area, right? Let's get rid of. Oh God, what's going on there? I don't want you up. Go away. And there you go. Right. Okay. So it's in a really, really nice area. The building looks new. Is it an off-plan? It might be. Let's just read through it. All right. So a really nice building. All right, looks like it's one, two, looks like it's 4 apartments, at least from the front, unless I'm incorrect. There's parking, you can see there's parking underneath. Yeah. Right, so this is the standard of build, and that's the thing to look at with this. This is the standard. Hopefully you can see that. Let me check. You can actually see it. Good. Right, so this is the standard of build. You know, that's the thing I want you to look at here. All right, and remember, you're going for, you know, we're concerned only with studios and one bed apartments. This is a 1-bed apartment. All right. So it looks to be quite spacious if this is the, because one silly thing is that they really don't, well, they don't always give us floor plans, which is a bit silly. But anyway, right, so this is a nice place again. This is just a nice place. I don't think this is the layout that's on offer, although I might be wrong. But it's the style of the apartment that, you know, I want you to look at, right? So that's that. Let's have a little bit of a read of it. Actually, you know what? That might be it, you know. That what we looked at there may be the actual layout. This might be the actual one. Yeah. Okay, so 982,000 Ghana cedis. Registration fee just to get the ball rolling is 100 Ghana cedis, which is next to nothing. 1-bedroom apartment. It says it's got 2 bathrooms. I don't know why it doesn't need 2 bathrooms, but it gives you 2 bathrooms in a 1-bedroom flat. Can't see the point of that, but anyway, right. We're looking at, when you go and look at property in Ghana, you will see that the sizes are crazy. You get a lot for your money. You really do, right? You really do. So I suppose that's what that's all about. But that is pretty much the, you know, the information that they give us, which is a little bit odd, again, as far as I'm concerned. But I wonder, is that the developers? Nah, no point looking at that. No point looking at that. Right, okay, so that is pretty much it. So that is East Legon. So that's in a nice area. For that amount of money, you can't complain. Right, this place is always, I mean, I think you'd be buying this place off plan, right? Oh, it's in that area there. I'm not going to bother looking for it. I know it's in East Legon. Oh, right, so here we go. Look, it's a 1-bedroom apartment in a gated community for sale. That's what it is. So basically, you've got somebody on the gate, so it's very secure. All right, so here are some more details. Comes with a community swimming pool, a mini gym, secured neighborhood, 24-hour security, wall and fenced area. I don't know what they mean by Ghana water. Ideal for Airbnb. I totally agree with that. Hopefully you can see that. Let me check. Yes. So that's actually really, really good. That's a brilliant one, right? Mini gym, comes with a swimming pool, security, 24 hours, right? Again, that will probably come out, you know, it will come out your service charge. That is a nice one. This is, for the money, this is brilliant. I've got to say. How much was this one again? Right, so this was 63,000 quid. In East Legon, right? In East Legon. So this is so basically you're talking about renting this, it seems to me, as I said before, from, you know, I think when I say £46 per night, I think that's on the low side for stuff like this, for apartments like this. But, you know, if you use that as a rule of thumb, then you're talking £46 and upwards. Yeah. I mean, the times that me and the wife went to Ghana, I think we only paid less than £46 once. And that place was horrible. That place was horrible. I can't even remember the reason why we went. You know, we stayed in this place. I think it was about £30 a night, right? Was it £30 a night or was it 23? I'd have to ask the wife, but it's either £23 a night or £30 a night. And it was, we met this American guy. We met this American guy who had, I'm going to be really honest with you, my memory is that he had 2 wives, right? And he used to import shea butter from Ghana into America. That was his whole business. And he said business was good, but for some reason, I can't remember what the reason was. Oh, no, I think it was, I can't remember what the reason was, but I can't remember what it was now, but we had to all find a hotel at short notice in Accra. And I don't know, I think he knew of that place, but I think it was about £23 a night or £30 a night, but it was horrible. It was horrible, right? This is not that, right? This is not that. This definitely is not that, right? So yeah, but you stay in a range of places, you begin to understand. You get a feel for the whole place. That was a funny experience for a lot of reasons. But yeah, so this is a nice place for the money in East Legon. This is brilliant. But anyway, okay, so I'm going to do one more, and then we're going to look at something else. In fact, yeah, okay, let's do something else, right? So what I'm going to do. Let me remove that, stop that. And what I'm going to do now, before we look at the last one, I think what I want to do is look at bars in East Legon. Or rather, look at bars in Accra, right? Look at bars in Accra. So what I want to do is bring up Google Map. All right, so let's do that. And let's bring it in. Right, so hopefully, let's make it so you can see that. And what I'm going to do is do that. And let me type in bars in East Legon. Sorry, in Accra. All right, bars in Accra. Whoops. Here we go. Yeah, cool. Right. Okay. So let's just go through a few. Right. So just make sure that I'm in the right place. Yes. Right. Okay. So obviously, fellas, if you're going to be relocating somewhere, right, then what you're going to basically want to know is what's there to do. What is there to do? What's it like? What's going on there, right? So what's good about Accra is that you've got loads of bars and you've got loads of restaurants, right? You've got loads of bars, loads of restaurants, you've got art galleries. There's always something to do. You're never going to be strapped, right, for something to do, right? Never, ever, ever. Never, ever. Now, most of these, I don't know, right, these bars, honestly, right? But let's just have a bit of a look. Right, this place is called Paddy's Pub and Lounge. So I'm going to make an assumption it's based on an Irish or UK pub, right? I don't know why you'd want one of them in Accra, right? But I suppose it's each to their own, right? I'm assuming, I don't know what night of the week this is. But it looks lively, right? Just to show you that there's things to do. Do you know what I mean? There are places that you're going to enjoy. There are places that you are going to enjoy, and there's loads of them as well. And it's not all Afro beats. It's not all Afro beats, but it is fun. Basically, Ghanaians know how to party, man. That's just the God's honest truth. That is the God's honest truth. Yeah. Right? What's this word? Copyright. Well, you can see how it goes anyway. Hopefully, I'm not going to get in trouble for doing that. Right, but I think you get the idea anyway of that one. Got to avoid doing that. I just realised. Right, okay. This one's called Zizi, but there's no images for that one, so I'm going to skip that. Accra City Hotel. Basically, these places have all got, we had more than that. Bars in Accra. Probably if I spell it right, that would be a good idea. Okay, here we go. That'll probably be a little bit better. Here we go. Good. Right. Bloom Bar. I mean, there's just so many, right? Don't worry, we're not going to go through all of them, but just to say, hey, you know, there are places to go that you are definitely going to enjoy. Yeah. There are places to go that you are definitely going to enjoy. Did we go to this one? I think we actually went to this one. Yeah. We went, me and some friends went to this one there. Yeah. Bloom Bar. Yeah, we ate, I think we had nibbles at this place. But it's all right. It's a nice enough place. God, I mean, there's so many. It's Sky Bar. This place is a famous place. Loads of pictures of this place. I'm going to avoid playing any of that. But yeah, this is a well-known bar in a rooftop bar in Accra. The view's apparently brilliant. Basically, it's just a well-known bar. Basically, didn't know they had a pool up there. But there's loads and loads of places to go. You are not going to be stuck for places to go literally 7 nights a week if you want to do that. Basically, you know, if that's your thing, then bars, restaurants, the beach, art galleries, all kinds of stuff. If you know, whatever you want, yeah, literally. So you are going to be enjoying yourself. Yeah, you're going to be enjoying yourself. Yeah, so hopefully this gives you some sort of an idea what's what's available really. And you could do this yourself. This is just a Google Maps search. I've just typed in bars in Accra, Ghana, and I am just going through and just having a look. That's all I am doing. And there's loads of these bars. There's like Accra, like any city centre really, right? It's just basically full of bars. That's all it is. Full of bars and nightclubs. And just remember, you've got the beach here as well. I mean, there's one. Where did we go to? We went to another one. Can't remember what it's called now. Is it down there? Right on the seafront. God, what's it called? And we stayed at an Airbnb, bang on the seafront as well, pretty much. And I know I'm not going to remember. Literally, I just saw it a little while ago. Is it called? Is this the place? We stayed at an Airbnb. There is. Right. Is this place still open? Let's have a little look. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure went to this place. I am sure. Is it this place or is it another place? I can't remember now. No, it is this place, isn't it? Anyway, yeah. No, it's not. But anyway, it was some other place. But this is a nice bar as well. We went outside this place on the way to another place. But this is because I think this place was closed or something. But it's just a nice place. Great bar on the seafront. It's nice and warm, nice and hot. You know, when the DJ's on, it's difficult to get better. Basically, it's very difficult to get better than here. It's just difficult. I mean, it beats Brighton, it beats Margate, it beats Blackpool. It does. It's warmer. The food's better. Yeah. Anyway, right. So what I'm going to do? Let me drop this down. Right, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to do one more property, and then we're going to call it a night. So I'm going to do one more property. Let me make it a decent one. Right, we've done that. We have done that. Let's do this one. Right. Yes. Right. Okay. Cool. Right. So this is let me stop sharing that. Right. So let me just make sure that it doesn't disappear. Cool. Right. Okay. So let me do that. Let's do that. Right, I'm sure that's the correct one. Right, okay. Have I put up the right one? No, I haven't. Just make sure. No, we've seen that one, haven't we? Apologies for that. Let me drop that down. Let me get rid of that. Don't want to do that. Remove. Stop sharing that. Let's bring the right one in. I'm pretty sure it's that. All right, let's try that. Yep. Okay. Right. Okay. So this property here, right, is at a place called Le Bon, right? And I'm pretty sure I showed you it at the start of the stream. So this place, Le Bon, is right on the seafront, right? It's right on the seafront. It's a studio apartment going for 903. Let's make sure that you can see it, actually. Yeah, you can. Right, okay, so it's going for 903,000 Ghana cedis, right? And just make sure that you can actually see what I'm looking at. Yes, you can. Right, again, this is I'm pretty sure this is a new build, all right? So 903 Ghana cedis. Let me just see how much that is. It's going to be cheap, right? This is going for, come on. Do that again. Whoops. So I'm just going to my currency converter. Let me do that again. Let's do that again. All right, 903 Ghana cedis. What I'm doing, I'm just trying to convert it. Let's do it again. Whoops. Let's just type it in, 903. All right, here we go. Right, so this is 58,000 British pounds, 58,000 quid, right? And let's just have a look at what we get for that money. There's not a lot of pictures again, right? But anyway, let's just have a look. So you get a concierge. Right, so it's basically very secure. It looks like this is it's a studio apartment. So this is pretty much a good look. You know the way it looks. Get a kitchen area, somewhere to sit, and a bed basically, and a bathroom. All right. You don't get all the furniture, but the space is what I want you to be looking at. Right now, this is, as I said, in a place called Le Bon. Okay. Let's have a little read of it. So welcome to Adehe, if I'm pronouncing it right, Court, which I'm probably not pronouncing it right. Contemporary studios, 1 and 2 bed apartments in the heart of Le Bon, in the heart of Accra. Right now, remember, this is by the beach. Le Bon is right by the beach, all right? 25 boldly designed apartments with generous terraces for large, light-filled interiors and al fresco living. Views of the Accra city skyline and the Atlantic Ocean, a striking living facade, a stunning residents-only pool, right? All set carefully landscaped, all set carefully, well, I don't know what that means, all set, I assume, in carefully landscaped surroundings. These are not only beautiful homes, but prime investment properties too. That is absolutely correct. Le Bon's prime location makes it enviably placed for work, lazy Sunday brunch, a much needed pampering weekend at beach or beach day, a night out with friends, or to stock up on supplies for an impromptu get together. That didn't flow at all, but so forgive me with that. Designed to create effortless and efficient modern spaces that fit the way you live, the studio apartment is tastefully finished and benefits from, here we go, people, fitted wardrobes, contemporary fitted kitchen with appliances, that's a fridge, hob, oven, and an extractor hood, air conditioning units throughout, backup generator, a lift, visitors lobby. All right, that's with a concierge. So, you know, Tom, Dick, and Harry can't just walk in off the street and come up to your apartment. Basically, they got to get past the security desk. Visitors lobby, parking space. It'd be great if your flat gets a parking space. And again, that would obviously will be paid for, as is normally the case, via your service charge. Parking space, CCTV cameras, 24-hour security, facilities management. How much does the studio apartment cost in dollars? 75,000 USD, which is 58,000 pound. Oh, they got a website. I wonder if I go to their website. Let's have a quick look at that. I didn't see that before. Let's have a look. I've just copied that. We can go to their website in a minute. So yeah, and this studio flat comes with a balcony as well, which is brilliant. So right, I've just gone to another page. There's other apartments, or rather the company does other property, but we're not going to look at that. today. Right, okay, so what I'm going to do really quick, right, I've just copied their website and I'm going to paste that into another page and just see what comes up. If anything does come up, here we go. All right, brilliant. Right, okay, so let's just share that because it gives us a little bit more about this property. So let me just make sure I'm cool. Right, so what I'm going to drop that down, stop sharing that, and I am going to bring up that the actual website, okay, because it gives us a little bit more info on that building. So I brought up, this is it basically. So whoops, you can go back. What happened there? Let's do that again. All right, so yeah, there you go. Don't know, I have no idea what happened there. Right, okay, so this is the building. It's got a brochure as well, actually. Let me do, what's going on there? Right, so let me, whoops. Actually, I won't bother doing that. Let's just have a little look. Right, okay, so this is the building, basically. Right, so gives us a pool area. What does it say there? Gorgeous terraces for large light-filled interiors and al fresco living. We've already read that. Some sort of outside seated area about. This is a nice place. For the money, it's brilliant. So, right. Let's just go back up to the top. So, let's look at the, I've already gone there. Let's look at the floor plan. Right, so this is the studio apartment. Views of the city skyline available on all 8 floors. Let's just have a little look at this, right? So let me just check you can actually see this. Brilliant. Right, so let's just make it a bit, whoops. All right, so they're just different apartments. This is the studio, right? So for that amount of money, this is what you get, right? You get a balcony, let's see, a bed, right? Kitchen area. Now, remember, we're looking at a boat hold for you when you're in Ghana, and when you're not there, something to rent out. Gives you a shower area, a bathroom, and a little, well, just a little living space, I suppose. So that's what you get for the money. I think this is actually pretty damn good for the money in the building that it is in. This is all right. You can buy bigger units. Personally, I'm not looking at the bigger units. I'm just looking at the studio. That is nice. For the money, that's brilliant. Right, let's look at that and see what comes up. I think we've seen all this before. Right, so this is just, well, no, this is the studio. So this is what you're getting. This is the studio. It's the concierge. Parking. That's just, well, that's what the block looks like. This is a good one for the money. This is, I've got to say, this is bloody brilliant. For the money, this is nice. Right. Okay. Right. This wins, as far as I'm concerned, that one wins the prize. That one definitely wins the prize. What I'm going to do is just go back to the map, and I just want to type in Le Bon just to have another little look as to where it is. Right, Le Bon, ACCRA, Ghana. Right, so, right, okay, so what I'm going to do, let me just drop that down and just bring up the map again so you can actually see the general area where it is. So I'm going to remove that really quick, and I am going to stop sharing that and just bring up the map again just to show you where it is, right? So let me add that in. Okay, so this is basically where it is, all right? That is where it is, all right? So it's in this area, which is only that far from the seafront, which is not that far at all, right? I mean, that's minutes, right? that is, I mean, that's the American embassy. That's the American embassy. I mean, you know, we've walked past that. We've walked all the way around there. I stayed, me and the wife stayed at Embassy Gardens. So this is all walking distance. The whole area is just walking distance. That's where the Kwame Nkrumah Memorial is. All right, so that's it. That's a really, really good. For the money, that's a brilliant area. You're getting a lot for your money with that one. I'm a little bit amazed. I've got to say that's one of the best studios I've looked at for the money. That is one of the best studios I've looked at for the money. Let me quickly drop this down and bring that back up again to have a final look at it. Let's do that. I'm amazed at that property, I've got to say. All right, so let's bring that back up again very quickly, if I could find it. Got so many tabs open. All right, I think, is it that one? I think it's that one. Let's make sure. I think it is. All right, okay. Add it in. Just make sure. Just try and find it again. Yeah, it's there. Right. Okay. Yeah. So I'm impressed with this one, I've got to say. I think you get value for money with this one. You get a little, I suppose it's a little dipping pool, a concierge, a decent studio flat, right in the center of Accra. You get parking if you need it. You probably don't, but you get parking anyway. Did this one say it had a gym? Can't remember. That's the layout. That's the studio layout. Yeah, that's a nice one. That I can't remember it saying whether or not you had a gym. I can't remember that. Cannot remember that. This is interesting. So you've got restaurants. It gives you a little bit of a lowdown. Let me just check you can see it. Yeah, you can. It gives you a bit of a lowdown as to what's around. So you got you know, a few restaurants there. I mean, basically you've got loads of restaurants, right? You've got loads of bars, not just these bars. Look, Bloom Bar, where we went, is only 7 minutes away. I'm assuming that's by foot. I'm assuming this is a walking distance. You've got the Palace Shopping Mall. Again, we've been there a few times. Recreation. What I don't know what they mean by that. Do they mean oh right, just places to go, sort of thing. Just in case you get bitten by a dog. You've got hospitals. I shouldn't say stuff like that. I don't want anybody to start worrying that you got loads of stray dogs running around Ghana because you haven't. Well, in some places you have. Schools, if you've got kiddies. But yeah, no, I'm impressed with that one. I've got to say, that is impressive. That is impressive. Right, okay. Okay, so... Okay, that's it. That's the end of the show. Listen, subscribe to the channel if you've not already. Hit the bell so that you get notifications every time I go live. We're going to be looking at a different city next time. We're going to be looking at probably Kumasi or maybe another one. But hopefully this is useful to you guys, just to let you know that, you know, there's life outside of the West, right? There's other places we can be. Right, we don't have to suffer the lives we've been suffering up until this point, whether you live in the States or whether you live in the UK or any other European city where you live. We don't have to remain there. If you want to, that's fine. But this is just about suggesting to you, hey, there are other places we can be. There's other places we can you know, we can grow. You know, there's places we can be to have a, in my opinion, a better standard of living and a better peace of mind, basically, you know, a better peace of mind amongst people that look like you. You know, that's really what it's all about. And, you know, where you can think about setting up some sort of business and where you can think about adding some sort of value to a community with that comprises women who are a little bit more appreciative of who you are and what you bring, right? That's what these streams have all been all about. So guys, join us on the next one. I am out.